Hello you guys and welcome back to the Glowish channel. Today I am going to be reviewing two different foundations and I'm going to show you half and half. I have worn them both, but I got to tell you that I am still intrigued and I need your opinion to tell me how do you feel about it. So first and foremost, we're going to jump on to priming my skin. So for that, we're going to be using the Photo Priming Iconic Primer Stick by Smashbox. Yes, it is a sample size. You guys know I live for sample sizes. That will ensure that when I apply products or if I'm new to a certain product, I can definitely test it before I buy it and kind of like see whether it's going to work for me or not. So I like to use one primer, or you can use up to as many as you like. I wouldn't recommend to use more than 5, of course, but I think that primers are really necessary for a good canvas for your foundation. So if you're new to makeup, cosmetics in general, this is something that you want to consider when applying makeup. This will ensure that, again, the foundation goes smoothly, softer, it looks more radiant, or lasts longer, not necessarily radiant. And that's just my opinion. That's just my personal point of view. I think that going back and working in cosmetics and living, the HR-oriented jobs that I had, I am more passionate about this. And I gotta say that I'm very happy to see that the male went on board with me. He always goes on board, but in this specific occasion, he went like, hands on, let me buy you some makeup. Let's make sure that you get like plumped out, you look gorgeous, handsome, and that you're ready and prepared for, success. So I'm gonna show you two of the foundations that I have purchased, or that the mail purchased for me. So the first one I have here, this is the Glowish Multi-Dew Vegan Skin Tint Foundation. This has to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 shades, and this is a skin tint. So this one is $37. Now, when we hear skin tints, we always wonder, what is it? So a skin tints is a radiant multi-package kind of deal. It's more of a luminous, like glowiness. To my understanding, the skin tints would definitely don't give you a lot of coverage, but it will give you more radiance and more like an even complexion, but it won't be as full coverage as. So on the website says that this is a radiant moisture packed skin tint that instantly brightens your complexion and blurs pores for a soft focused dewy skin. No makeup look type of thing. Again, available in 15 stretchable shades for all skin tones. Blendable application, it's a dewy finish, it's a plump applicator, it's a high performance makeup with skin loving ingredients. It has rose oil that is going to give you a rose kind of like even out your skin tone glowiness. It also has red bell pepper extract that soothes, clarifies, and locks in moisture. So that's the first foundation. Now the second foundation I have is a Skin Fetish by Pat McGrath Labs, and this is more of a medium to fuller coverage. It says here, this is Sublime Perfection Foundation, Fond de Teint, 35 milliliters, 1.18 ounces. This one right here is 1.35 ounces. Now, pricing wise, the Pat McGrath Labs, which is again more medium to full coverage, this one will radiate between $68, depending if they sometimes go on sale, or they give you a discount, or you go to the website of Pat McGrath and they have like 15-20% off if you like click and text and you receive all the notifications, then you get a discount. Now, when it comes to the Huda Beauty, it is $37. Same thing applied if you go to their website. Most likely you'll receive like a discount if they have one. So $37. This one right here, it is $68. Now, what does this says on the website? Now, there are 36 shades. This is a more medium to buildable coverage. I have used this one, and let me tell you, I'm very, very happy. So I've already let that sink in for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and jump onto my second primer, because we do definitely wanna make sure that our primers like are sinking in, and you will let them dry enough so that way it ensures that that canvas is gorgeous. So on a daily basis, it takes me about 30 minutes to get ready by myself. But if I have more time, I really appreciate it, because, time, it's always the essence and it's always valuable. So going back to the Pat McGrath Labs, it's weightless, 12-hour wear, weightless finish. It's all skin types, non-comedogenic. And it says that this complexion transforms wonder in the combination of 25 years of iconic artistry. The silky serum-like formula blends and builds seamlessly for a sheer second skin tint. Perfect medium coverage that wears comfortably for 12 hours. Now, you guys heard it right, skin tint. But this one definitely has a little bit more coverage to my expectation. And I gotta say that I am very happy to be showing you all of this shebang. So I already applied this one. I was gonna apply the Danessa Merrick's because this one we live for the Danessa Merrick's in this channel, but I think that for this time we're just gonna let that sink in for a minute, and we're gonna see how this will react. Now I'm gonna fan this out. Now the shades that I'll be wearing, it is in the shade number medium 15, and this is the packaging. Yes, it's looking very stunning, gorgeous. Packaging is beautiful. Like, take a look. Like, she is there. And then for the Glowish by Huda Beauty Multi-Dew Skin Tint, that one comes in a pump, which I have right here. This one is on the shade number 6, medium tan. And once it's open, it's only good for a whole year. Now, Pat McGrath, how long do you last? A whole year as well. So I think I'm just gonna go run through them. As you can tell, it's been used a little bit, and it comes in a pump. So packaging, I feel like this one, it tends to be more on the go, whereas this one can be a little bit potentially heavy, but this one looks definitely high end you want to consider. The Pat McGrath, it's $68, and the Multi-Dew, it's $37. So I have two buffing brushes, both by Morphe, both the same, not being used. So this one will be M439, and I'm gonna use this one for the Huda Beauty and the other one for Pat McGrath Labs. So because I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking and I want to make sure that everything goes as planned, I've already prepared myself with a couple of like Kleenex to not create a hot mess in here. In the meantime, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's always greatly appreciated, your support, you guys. You guys have no idea how much it helps us when you comment. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What do you want me to try? If you want Domel to do some makeup, because we definitely miss Domel here in the channel, because Domel has been a busy person lately. Like, he's been slaying the game from day one. So I'm gonna go ahead and it's already synced in and I don't feel anything, so my skin is not tacky. Again, I use the Smashbox primer, and I also use the No Pore Problem primer. I use those all over my face as you guys saw me applying it, and let's go ahead and dive in. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with Skin Tint by Huda Beauty, the Glowish. Whether you can use your fingers or you want to apply it directly. So I'm just gonna do one pump. We're gonna do this side. I gotta say that this is a more of a glow finish. Makeup, everyone is different. Whatever fits your lifestyle the best. Like, sometimes I notice that there's, like, when we're driving, sometimes there are some women that are like packing literally, and I am so happy. Like, when Domel has told me, like, oh, my mom used to do this or my mom used to do that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, she used to, like, literally drive with one hand in the liner and the other one in the mascara. I imagine and picture his mom, and his mom is so hilarious and so much fun. I gotta say that I just have good vibes from her, like, applying her makeup on, and I admire those women, like, those, like, respect. So you already saw how much makeup I have, and it's literally one pump. I don't have any residue here in my hand. Literally, I'm gonna show you really quickly. No residue whatsoever. Like, literally my skin drunk all of it. And as you can tell, this is just one pump. Now the other side, skin fetish. I feel like when it comes to the Pat McGrath Beauty or Pat McGrath Labs, I feel like I have a hard time because she was so expensive. And let me tell you, texture wise in this one, it feels more of a moisturizer with sunscreen in it, whereas this one feels like silk as soon as you apply it. Like, and it's liquid, like very liquid. Like, you have to work almost immediately. But like, take a look how gorgeous that is. So I'm just gonna make sure that I use all of it. And this is the other one. This has been used. So this is on the right hand side. So just FYI. And I feel like this one definitely gives you a little bit more coverage. So we're gonna apply probably like 2 or 3 pumps on each side, or just probably 2. Not going crazy. But so far so good. But yeah, I went back to working in the beauty industry and cosmetics because I felt like, you know, that was a need, a must, and that was my passion. And working alongside with my creative boyfriend, I was gonna say my creative husband, but my creative boyfriend, we've been together for 8 years. I'm always excited to be around him, and you guys know he's a cosmetologist, so I'm always very, very happy to kind of like share that journey with him, because we can share, we love to work together. Of course, like every other couple has, like, here and there some arguments, but nothing that can be fixed. So you can tell already, this looks more of a natural finish, whereas this one looks very glowy. So if you like, oh my gosh, I'm oily and potentially like it could be look greasy, this is the way that it's gonna look for the Huda Beauty, and this is the way that it's gonna look for the Pat McGrath. So this one has already a finish, like I had already powdered a little bit, but I have not touched this at all. So just keep that in mind. Now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be applying another pump of the medium tan number 6 from Glowish by Huda Beauty. Now applicator wise, it's nice, it's beautiful, it's ergonomic, and we're going to see what kind of coverage we're going to get with 2 pumps because we live for that. And this is very hydrating. So you, as soon as you apply it on, you'll definitely see that coverage, but also you'll feel a little bit more refreshed, like your skin is drinking water and you're letting that sinking in onto your skin, and that feels marvelous. I think that this is definitely for somebody who is not used to do a lot of makeup, and price point wise, it's definitely nice. Now, when it comes to, she said something along the lines like, you know, coverage can be stretchable. I do notice that there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or probably 1, 2, 3, 4 shades that are more lighter, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 medium to medium olives to medium tans. And I do feel like the rest of them, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, are for deeper tones, and I really like that. I feel like the fact that she included a lot more. I just think that in general, when cosmetic brands and companies do that and include, you know, deeper tones or olive tones or like you're more of the red undertone, yeah, I feel like that is marvelous because we need options. We definitely want that. And I think all of these companies who are including those shades, those tones. Now, when it comes to including many makeup, that will be more beautiful. But that's just my opinion. So I do not have any makeup on, maybe potentially just some on here. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it. Clear. So I don't have anything because sometimes when I see people doing that in a video, I'm like, yeah, but you have still a little bit of residue, but I do not. I want to make sure that I get that right. So on here, we're going to jump onto another pump of Pat McGrath. And again, this is very runny, so you have to be very, very careful on that. And it does gives you a lot of coverage, as you can tell. It's not as the other one where you have like that kind of a stretch. And this is the brush that I've been using with Pat McGrath Beauty. So let me know in the comments down below if you want to try one in particular. Now, again, my shade on the Pat McGrath, it is the shade called Medium 15, and I'm more of a medium with tanned or olive undertone. And you definitely, I can pull out some cooler tones, or since I'm more of a neutral, but when I apply a cooler tone that has more of a blue or pinkish, I tend to look a little bit ashy, but when it has a little bit of red in it, I definitely look really nice, and I really like that about it. Now, again, like I mentioned before, you don't have to apply it with the buffing brush. I just like the finish, and I didn't learn that until I had to relearn that from the mouse application. He's like, you actually like this finish better. Because I was applying it with sponges. As a matter of fact, I have some more sponges here. So I was like, you know what? I even bought some sponges from Amazon. I was like, I'm not gonna finish Romel's sponges because that's just not who I am. And yeah, so as you can tell, the finish, this looks a little bit powder, and I really like that. Like, this looks like silk, where this one looks very glowish, very luminous, very hydration, almost supple, almost as if I literally walked out of a very good hydrating hyaluronic acid type of facial, whereas this one just, I literally walked off of microdermabrasion and my skin is just looking very juicy, but at the same time it looks normal and calm down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue my regular routine that I have been doing lately. Now for concealer, I will be using the Sephora collection. The Sephora collection is on the shade 24N, and I will be using, to illuminate a little bit, maybe potentially not this one, maybe I'll be using the Rare Beauty. So the Rare Beauty gives me a little bit more of a illumination. So this will be on the 260N. Weird, right? But this is more lighter than the Sephora. So I am gonna get ready with the sponges because I will be needing the sponges in here. I was literally just talking about them, and this sponges just walked away from me. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to see, want us to do more reviews on makeup and all of that. We would really appreciate your comment. So I'm just gonna apply this to conceal. Now, concealer wise, I think that everyone has a different method of application. You don't necessarily have to do 1, 2, 3 or the triangle, whatever you feel like it matches. Like a lot of the times I see people here on YouTube or on TikTok or even on Instagram saying, you're not supposed to do it. That's a 2019 or 2018. Like, girl, do whatever makes you happy. It's your money. You're spending the money of your makeup however you like. So I'm putting this one because it's a little bit lighter to illuminate and radiate more glowness or radiate more illumination on my skin per se. So yeah, and then I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like the attention span that a lot of people are talking about, it's just like, I don't know. If a person is really following you and a person really it's liking the videos and the content that you do, it's because they like you. Which, by the way, remind me, thank you guys all so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. Now, thank you. I have no words. I literally want to cry, but I'm not going to. So we're gonna go ahead and just dab this one in. And yes, we now live in Los Angeles. And we've been together. We've been together. We've been in Los Angeles living for, let's see, since August, almost 6 months. And I gotta say that this has been a very interesting experience, to say the least. In the beginning, it was a little bit chaotic. I definitely had a hard time adjusting to it. First and foremost, because the apartment wasn't ready. The person who was living here before us, it was a family member, and they definitely left this place chaotic. I'm just being honest, this is a channel where we speak the truth. And a lot of the times I'm like, should I even say that stuff? Like, is it even worth it? Do people really care? Probably they don't care. Probably just skip it and that's fine. But if you're staying here with me and you probably like this, it's because you like my honesty. So I know that Domelo says a lot of the times, yeah, I don't want to be negative on anything, like, and I do too, but I feel like a lot of the times I feel like I have to just let that go out of my system, because a lot of the times we see perfection. We see, not necessarily with me, but we see perfection in the camera. We see perfect light. We see, oh my gosh, such a beautiful picture. I don't know, in France, in Rome, or in San Diego per se, or in the UK. And a lot of the times we don't see what goes behind doors, and that just triggers our minds. And my life is not perfect. Domel's life is not perfect. I'm even saying on his life, but I'm gonna focus on mine. I'm drinking Gatorade, by the way. I ordered this powder without the, how do you call that? This beautiful powder without the sugar, like almost sugar free, and it feels really good. Originally, I ordered the orange one, and Domel was like, I want to try the green one because I really like the green one. And now that I purchased the green one, he says, I actually like the orange one. Domel, my love, if you're watching me, I love you to pieces. This video is dedicated to you because you know what? This months have been crazy and my life is dedicated to you. So for my palette for contour, I'm going to be adding, oh gosh, sorry. I'm going to be adding this one. This is a Cocoa Contour. This is by Too Faced. I don't think they make this one anymore, but I am a huge fan. I was a huge fan in the beginning of Too Faced and Tarte. I got to say that Domel was like, but then he fell in love with them. I don't know what it is, but he fell in love. Oh gosh. So we're definitely gonna go ahead and fix that in just a second. And I think that for me, I don't know what it is with makeup. I just personally don't see myself wearing a lot of makeup. I wear it because I have to do my job. And where I work, I do have to wear makeup. Just because I stand out a lot more. And not necessarily because it's a need or because someone forces me, but because I also, like Domel says, a lot of the times maybe I have a hard time, being honest with myself. And he says things like, maybe you do like makeup, and because you do like the attention, and you do like, everyone likes the attention. Or when people say, oh, I like your hair, oh, I like your makeup, and I really do. And sometimes I'm just shy. Like, I remember the first time I walked in my new job, and everyone, I want to say 99% of the people, I did notice that there was only actually two people who didn't say they love my hair, but who's counting here? So I really appreciate it, and I didn't know how to receive all those commentaries. Like, I felt like very shy. I was like in another world. Everyone was like, you literally took a day off and you're returning back with with blonde hair. It's just crazy. And I was like, yep. And I was like, you know what? It's the main reason why I did that is because I wanted to get this reaction, but because I feel like people feel more comfortable when I see, a little bit somebody more approachable. Yeah, I know it's a little bit crazy over here, but don't judge me. Trust the process. And I think that for me, I just really like that. But I felt like in a way, I was not expecting so much care, so much love, so much, I don't know, friendliness in this environment anymore. I guess it's been a while since I worked in the beauty industry. I'm gonna be using the Kosas eyebrow product. And I felt like I was so shy, even though I'm 33 years old. Yes, I am old. I felt like, sometimes it's just, life hits you so hard that you're like, oh my gosh. And then you forget how to receive a compliment. And life has been very, very hard. Last month we were dealing with car issues, not necessarily with the car issues, but probably the Mel's gonna talk about it more in depth. But we were dealing with the Mel's family and dad on the car. I'm glad we were over the problem because Omar was working very adamantly and eloquently and fast enough, and he was accelerating the process as much as he could because it was very, very chaotic. Now, for my eyeshadow, I don't use eyeshadow, but I will make sure that this area. Now, you can put the concealer on top of it, don't get me wrong, but I want to make sure I just set it in. So I'm gonna at least the lid. So I'm gonna do the light contour. I've been using for regular contour on my face. I've been using the deep contour and medium one, but for the eyelids, I'm just gonna use the light contour because that's what's worked for me. And I don't use any eyeshadows, so this works fantastic just to set that in. So that way, how do you call that? It won't crease in here because a lot of times I feel like if I don't do this, the foundation that I apply on my lids, it will give that oil and it will break, and every time I blink it's that line right there. If you know what I mean, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's how I feel exactly. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and set this up with powder. Now for powder, I have been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills. I really like this powder. I think it's marvelous. I personally have fallen in love with. I've been wanting to try the one from Lancome because I've heard really good things about it, but it's been sold out everywhere, everywhere. And I'm like, you know what? We have plenty here, so I'm just gonna wait. And then plus powder doesn't really run really fast, so that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I know probably Domo is watching it. He'll probably say, I know where is that coming from. He literally got me into Beverly Hills, into Housewives. Are you guys watching Housewives of Beverly Hills? Excuse me, or Housewives in general? I like to just set it up here. And like I was saying before, you don't have to set it up with spray or, but I would recommend with powder just because we don't want that crispness or to crease that under eye. And I just personally think that it works fantastic. And if it wasn't for Domel, I don't know what my life would be. No, but for sure, like really. Going back to Domel's, my life story with Domel, I think that this brush feels magnificent. This is brush, only God knows what brush it is because it only says M. But yeah, my life with Domel has been definitely interesting. But I'm so happy to share my life with them because I would not trade it with anything else. Of course, like I mentioned before, we have had arguments here and there or fights, and sometimes you just have like in your life, you're like, there's some fights that are like, oh my gosh, just I think that we're not gonna be able to go back, but we always go back, always go back. I don't know, don't ask me why, but we always go back. And it's never that type of situation where I feel like we're not gonna go back. Probably just one time, but that was like, Now for my brows, I've already filled them in with Kosas, and I have a clear gel. This is from Love FMG, and I had it, and I was like, you know what? We're just gonna use this one because we're just not gonna let any makeup here in this house to go to waste. So this is just a clear brow gel. I've been using the other one. I don't think I have it here, but I've been using the other one. It's called by Kosas, and it's a gel. But I feel like the scent of that one, I don't know if it's getting bad or something, but it's a very interesting. This one smells like alcohol. But but the other one has a very interesting scent. And yeah, Domel told me that my brows are very thick. He was like, did you ask for that? And I was like, yeah, I thought it was gonna look better, but story of my life. I also make mistakes on myself. And he got me hooked into this one. This is the, I don't usually put lipstick on because I don't like that. I don't like the texture. Same thing with eyeshadows. I don't think that's just who I am. And it doesn't feel comfortable, so I'm not going to expose myself to something that I'm not comfortable with. Liner, I'm okay with it. Mascara, oh, it's okay. But eyeshadow and lip are sometimes a little too much. So this is on the shade Expose Me by NYX Lingerie line. And I'm just gonna dab it in here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm literally just gently dabbing the inside. Yeah. And see how pinky? It's almost my shade. Which reminds me, he also put me the other day onto Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. And that was very good. It felt really nice. So powder puffs. I grabbed this one from, I think it was Amazon. I have one from the powder that I bought from Laura Mercier. That one came with powder already. I was like, you know what? That one looks fantastic. So this one will be really nice also to just like touch base. So this is something I'm probably not going to use today because sometimes, so far it's looking really nice. But what do you think overall of this set? Like, which foundation do you like better now that it's been powder? You've been looking at it throughout the whole process. What do you think? I personally think that, to me, I like them both. Price-wise, Glowish is definitely going to win. But I think that once that you test the texture of the Pat McGrath, and it's a little bit pricey, of course. It's a little bit more on the expensive side. But I think that once you try it in your fingers, you're like, you know what? It is worth it. It is worth it. So I cannot go wrong with either of them. I think that if you're like on the go and you don't want to smash this on the floor and any breaks, definitely go Glowish. But if you have a little bit more time and you can do it at home, this is a whole nother level of experience. So you saw it. It already, when you apply it, it already almost looks like you're powdered. So you don't have to worry a lot of like, oh, I'm going to be looking greasy or a little bit more oilier. Whereas this one is just going to give you that even skin tone, but also that even glow throughout your whole face. Both of them work well with any primer that I've used. I've used a Smashbox, I've used a Sephora one, I've used a Rare Beauty, I've used a Lancome one. They both work amazing with any primer. I feel like you just have to find the specific way to apply them. Whether it's your fingertips, whether it could be a brush, a buffing brush. You guys saw me literally getting 32 brushes, and I know the Mel's not going to be happy about it. But let me tell you, when I say that, I'm very happy to be here with you guys because it's been taking me a moment to feel more comfortable to jump in with more content. So if you guys want to see more of our little videos, lifestyle, makeup, skincare, let me know in the comments down below. Plus, there's some giveaways coming pretty soon. So if you already participated, share the video, share the love so other people can also earn or win. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will be seeing you soon with Jomel, the one and only. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.